Hello, hello, here we are again, coming to you from Broadcast Team Alpha on a whole bunch of different platforms out there, 20-some. And, Broadcast Team Alpha is that show for the thinking global citizen. And my name is again, I'm the host. And before I introduce the guest, I want to also tell you how you can get in touch with me. You can go to broadcastteamalpha.com and find the contact feature there and send me an email. I'll get the email and I'll get back to you. But be a little patient. I get 400 plus emails a day, so I'm a little bit behind sometimes. But I'll get to you. So just get in touch if there's something interesting that you want to talk about. And if you had experience, any kind of experience that is way outside of the norm in the paranormal arena, get in touch. I may want to put you on there and we can talk about it if you like to be a guest. And also, if you are watching us on YouTube right now, that's the place to be, because that's the only place that we can monitor the chat room. Any one of the other platforms, they don't give us chat rooms. TV doesn't, radio doesn't, and many of the other places they don't. So YouTube is the place where we can monitor the chat room. And also, if you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe. That'll help us a lot. And if you like what you hear today, the super chat is open. So if you want to support us that way, that would be just wonderful. And yes, we're going to have some real fun tonight, because this is going to be a learning experience for many of us. I have Jim Lucier returning to Broadcast Team Alpha. And for those of you that like to surf the internet while you're watching, I would highly recommend against it, because then you miss some of the stuff we talk about. But here's the website. It is meistergog1.com. Boy, oh boy, I need to spell that one.
Yep.
MYSTAGOGUE and the number 1.com. And when you get there, also click on the mystery school, because the guest is also, he has a mystery school and teaches about all the things we are not supposed to know about. So now he has been interested in the paranormal since he was about 9 years old, and he has over 1,000 successfully documented premonitions of world disasters and world events, including economic and politics. And he has 2 worldwide published oracles through Schiffer Publishing at the Penn State University, United States. And also he has tarot wheels, the I Ching Oracle, and he's going to show us those when he get to. Yep, there they are. All right. And also he has written 62 books. Boy, oh boy, I should run and hide in shame. I only got 2 of them. Yeah.
But they're good.
Yeah, those they are on the Amazon Kindle. Go and look, because someone that has a mystery school, it's got to have something interesting for you to see. So go look at that. And Amazon Kindle. And also, see, when it comes to predictions, a lot of people say they can predict the future, but the future is a little tricky because there may be more than one future. And we're going to talk about that. And also tonight, for those of you that is interested in knowing how, he's going to be teaching you how to become a channeler and how it works for him. So welcome to the show, Jim.
Well, thank you very much for having me, Ajay.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. Probably more fun for me because you're going to be doing most of the talking.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. We were talking a little bit before, and we had some technical difficulties trying to get on there, but we made it. So here we are. Now, you wear many hats. One of them is the channeling part, and we might as well start out with that, but we also venture later on. I think we need to mention about the timelines that we are on. What do we
Sure.
find in the different ones? But as a channeler, how does that work for you before we get to how it can work for other people? How does it work for you?
Um, well, at first, I had to learn how to channel from this lady that worked at a bookstore in the city here. The city's only metaphysical bookstore, and but for me, like over the past 20 some years, it's been quite spontaneous. And once a person does channeling sessions for long enough, it becomes spontaneous. All of a sudden, they don't have to really uh, do much. It'll just happen. It'll just come down, and they'll start receiving information. But there's a process to that. But that's how it happens for me at the moment.
Is it mostly audio or is it visual in form of visions?
Yeah, it's both. It comes as visions and audio.
Hmm.
And for the first 20 years, I started in 1989, and
Wow.
it took about 3 4 years of practicing, and then all of a sudden the floodgates opened, and it was all the time, anytime, anywhere, any place. It didn't matter, and it was like visions. It was like a VR thing coming over the eyes, virtual reality things over the eyes. It was like seeing two visions at the same time,
Wow.
and it was also like a download of information, like telepathy, where all of a sudden you just know all this stuff. It's 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 knowing without all at once.
Yeah. Can you control some of that? So let's say that you're going down the highway driving a car and you
Yeah.
get that's not a good thing if it comes
No,
that.
no, 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 no. This channeling apparently has been coming from extraterrestrial intelligences and other higher spirit guides, and they're the ones that will. Uh, if you're driving a car, they won't bother you at that time. But if yeah, if you're not, as long as you're not doing something like if you're doing anything dangerous or anything, it won't. They won't bother you then. It's
Okay.
when you're like say walking around or sitting watching television or whatever you're doing, internet, whatever. Then all of a sudden it can happen. But this is just mostly my experience.
Yeah.
The visions, the intensity of the visions and the audio may not happen for everybody like that. It'll come in pieces, in piecemeal,
Yeah.
and it depends on how much you practice it, how much you want to do this, how much you want to channel.
Yeah. Now you mentioned that it may come from extraterrestrial or maybe spiritual entities. Um, let's take the extraterrestrial part first. When they send you information that comes maybe in form of a vision, do you know where it is coming from at that time?
When I first started, no, but as time goes on, I can talk about that later, how to do that. But at first, it just comes. I know, I sense it, and then I'll ask. I'll say, "Where's," I'll kind of go into a little meditation thing, and I'll think, because I'm used to this part, like, where is this coming from? Who is this? Who is this? And then they let me know who it is, and
Uh-huh.
yeah. And
So,
when you begin channeling, one of the first things you want to do is make out a list of what you want. Who do you want to contact? What do you want to ask? You need to do those things.
yeah. Have you met any of them? Have they shown themselves to you, the extraterrestrials that you may be in contact with?
No, I haven't. I may have seen one time traveler. He was he was dressed really weird, and he was down by the river a couple times here, and he just seemed total. His body seemed to like phase in and out very quickly, like very very, like you're watching almost like a cartoon or something. And he just said hello, and I said hello, and I never. Then he disappeared in the crowd, and that was it. But he really stood out from everybody, like really,
Hmm.
yeah, totally different phase of being.
Well, you said time traveler. Maybe it could also be interdimensional.
Yes, could be.
Well, I would think it would have to be since he disappeared because he went into another dimensional existence.
Yeah, well, he just walked into the crowd like a normal person. I lost him, and I
Okay.
didn't really, yeah, it was a very sudden event
Yeah.
where I just saw him, and it's like, wow, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
where do you come from? you know?
Yeah. You know, when you get these visions and well, in some cases, I guess, audio messages, has there been, have there been times that has been detrimental with form of information that you really wasn't ready for? Or do they tailor it so that you can handle it?
It's almost a mixture of both. They must have known that I could handle it. That's another thing you'll have to put on your checklist. Is can you handle the information? And the information, there were times when, well, for about 20 years, it was quite intense, and uh, I'd be trying to work it and stuff like that. And I didn't
Yeah.
do dangerous work. It was no dangerous work, but while I was working, it was just flooding in, and so I had to go and write on notepads and papers, whatever it was I was seeing and hearing,
Yeah.
and then once I did that, it went away. But it
Um,
was it was pretty intense,
yeah. Yeah, I can imagine.
and also like if I didn't write it down, I felt anxiety, a lot of anxiety until it was recorded and written down and drawn out. Until then, it was like this hurry, rush, quick, quick, faster, go faster, get it down, write it down fast.
Yeah.
Just anxiety.
That makes sense because they may not be giving you this information for your purpose. They give it for the rest of the world is supposed to know. So you need to write it down.
Yes,
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah,
But
that's correct.
what about this is something that I know the viewers and the listeners is going to be, if not, if they haven't thought of it yet, they will now. How do you know that the information come from a good source? How
Okay,
could
well,
you protect against anything bad coming in?
Okay, yeah, there's processes for that. Um, One of the things, I guess I can go down the list here and just say that you want to, when you're channeling, you want to channel, try and channel at the same time, same place. Like say, start off once a week or twice a week. You want to do that, and you want to have intent of who it is you want to contact, and you want to have your list of what questions do you want to know, and you got to put your protections up. Like there's the green veil of Saint Francis, which is like a shield over you. There's the white light shield, and there's the purple shield of Saint Germain. And you want to do your prayers and ask for the highest, your highest spirit guides.
Hmm.
And you want to, if you have sweetgrass or sage, you want to use that as well. And clear your space. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, that's one thing I always wondered about because saging the place, smoking the place with sage, it appears there are people that is doing house cleanings like that. They go through the house with sage if there was entity that was bothersome for the people, and then they use the sage, and then it goes away. So spirits have a way to notice that sage, even though it's in a different dimension from them. How do they make the contact? I've always wondered about that.
Yeah, I believe it may be the spirit that is in the sage. Is in the indigenous ways of thinking, everything has a spirit, and when you burn the sage or sweetgrass, the spirit, which is pure, a pure spirit,
Yeah.
is like smoke everywhere. You know, it comes out
Hmm.
like that, and it releases a positive energy, good energy.
Yeah.
And if there's bad spirits around, they don't like the good positive energy that the smoke creates.
I know there is a way to bridge the outside of the physical into the physical because my mom has visited me several times since she passed 30 years ago, and I know when she is close because I can smell her perfume.
Wow.
So I know there's a bridge somewhere in there.
Right.
I'm not so sure how it works, but there is something. So yeah, and you ever been noticing that there were pranksters that gave you information that wasn't true or wasn't right?
Well, that's the testing process. Like you want to discern what when you're channeling. At first, don't worry about what you're channeling so much. Like you can discern that later
Yeah.
because otherwise you're going to get all confused and everything and miss the message. So you just want to
Okay.
write down the messages. Try not to judge. Don't do any judging. Don't use your logical mind. Use your unlogical, the right side of things, the right side of the brain.
Hmm.
And one way, it was an old technique. I don't know if you can. I used to use it. You take your fingers like this, and you go like that, and you ask your question: Is this a good spirit? And if it flips open like that, it means yes. If it stays closed, it means no. So
Ah,
that's a way of communicating like that with spirit. That's one way. Yeah.
yeah.
And go by your heart. If you feel, you go by your intuition. If you really feel like this isn't what you think is right, then just delete it. And next time, try harder to communicate with the ones you want to communicate.
Yeah.
And if you feel like you're not communicating with those that you want to communicate with, you tell them to leave, and you focus again on those you want to communicate with.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine that if you surround yourself maybe in light and that color, like you said, the purple, if you surround yourself with that, then chances are that the really negative entities may not like that much, so they stay away, do you think?
Yeah, yeah. They may try a couple times to use you and try to send in bad messages, but as long as you're firm and you say no, I don't like this, please go away, and focus again on like uh, whoever you want to say is God, or if you want to try and contact the Pleiadians or Arcturians, focus. You got to return your focus back to that. That's the main secret, is to
Yeah.
keep maintaining your focus, because they'll try to distract you with something else. But yeah, just ignore that.
Yes, and that also makes sense because we know the Pleiadians and many of the extraterrestrials, they communicate by mind to mind, so they're telepathic.
Yes, yes, very telepathic. Yes,
Yeah. Hmm.
almost all the species are. I'd say actually all of them, in one way or another, they're telepathic.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. So, so if I ask you, where are they from? Are they mostly Pleiadian, Arcturians, or do you have any other species that may not look like us that also give you information?
Yeah, it's been a mixture. It's always been quite a few of them. Sirian from Sirius,
Hmm.
and the Anunnaki. I got quite a bit from them, and some grays. The better grays. There's probably about 300 different varieties of gray here now, and they keep coming here. This from all over the place, and
Yeah.
so again, you want to. It goes by vibration too. Like once you start channeling, you'll get a vibration, and if
Yeah.
that vibration doesn't feel right to you, you have to question it. Say no. I want a better vibration than this, and yeah. So I get the higher grays. The Arcturians are pretty close. Are pretty
Yeah.
much the highest of all the grays there are. Because
Mm.
when you look at them, they got those big heads with the insect-like eyes almost. And
Okay.
yeah.
You mentioned the Anunnaki.
Mhm.
Uh, they're on their way back into the solar system now. And do you consider them to be benevolent or the good guys? Because in the distant past, according to the Sumerian tablets, they were kind of selfish. Some of them they may even kind of be people with bad attitude and a low self-image because they needed to be worshipped and these.
Yeah, yeah. There's a mixture of that where the Anunnaki um, Enki is is supposedly in the mythology supposed to have been our creator in
Yeah,
that mythology,
yeah,
and Marduk was the one who fought against the other Anunnaki who wanted to enslave us and keep us as slaves. Whereas Anu, Marduk, and Enki and them in Anna all wanted to give us freedom
yeah,
because they saw that we were developing souls and such. So they wanted to give us freedom, and then there was the war, and then Marduk won, and uh, so they left. I mean,
yeah,
they didn't like totally disappear, but they kind of just left us to what they watched from afar.
yeah. They're watching us from the moon.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, and I think you're right on that because there are some of them that actually had our best interest at heart.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
And
Yes, they saw that.
others, they couldn't care less how we did. In fact,
Right.
they were trying to do away with us. But yeah,
Right.
that's one of the reasons why the war happened. Or they were fighting each other.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, well, and when we think about channeling in general, there are a lot of people out there that would love to do it, but they may be hesitant because of they know that outside of the physical, I know that as an astro traveler, there's a lot of pranksters out there that
Yes, there
would
is.
love to communicate with you and lie their face off. Because I think if they match vibration with you, people of lower vibration, they can channel too. So maybe that's the kind of people they draw to them. If we protect ourselves and have a lot higher vibration of ourselves, we probably would not run into that so much, would we?
No, you wouldn't. No, as long as you put up your shields and say some prayers, whatever belief you have. Call your highest. Always again, it's the focus. It's if you're focusing on your highest self, your higher spirits, and that will all that will keep them away. The white light, green light, purple light, your shields, like your incense, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will all help a lot
Mhm.
to keep away the bad entities. And because yes, you're right, there are many, numerous trickster spirits out there, and most ghost hunters experience them because they're just doing it right off the bat. They're not doing their protections, I don't think, and then the trickster spirits can come in right away. And yeah.
Yeah. Now, there may be some people listening out there, and I can hear the question already. How do I do it? So, kind of give people an idea of what they should do if they want to do this and how to start out maybe practicing to the point where something comes in.
Okay, well, most of what I already said was you want to. Okay, first of all, do you want to be a channeler? Do you
Yeah,
want to do this? Do you want to try? Okay, then set up a time to be alone. Um, put up your shields, say your prayers, all that we just went through, and make sure you do that every time. And make sure you channel about the same time every time. So, say if you want to start on a Sunday at 7 p.m., then you keep doing that, and maybe work your way up to 2 or 3 times a week. But always put use in your protections. Always focus. Always have your focus of who you want to communicate with, and have your questions ready in your mind. And then um, once you're grounded, you got to do some grounding. One of my favorite grounding is putting a ball of red, no, sorry, golden light over your head, and you let that golden light shine down all the way down your body and into the earth, deep into the earth, and then you bring that golden light back up again, and that helps to cleanse and clear. And that you want to do it. There's lots of many different forms of grounding,
yeah,
uh, so you want to do that for sure as well, and put up your shields and so forth, and then focus, ask your question, and once you ask your question, you want to uh, you have to learn to, because your mind's going to be talking a lot. The mind is always talking; it's always chattering. So you got to use your intuition and have your pen and pad ready next to you. Big paper, and just start writing down what you're receiving. Don't question it. Don't question it. Like, don't say, oh, gee, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right either. I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, you don't want to be doing those things. Just write it all. Just write what comes to you. And you'll start to get it more and more clearly. It'll be more and more clear as you go by, as you go on. And the voices will get clearer. The audio or visual will get clearer. And yeah, so that's basically how you do it. But practice is the main thing. Practice. And do you really want to channel? Do you really want to be a channeler? Because if you only try it a couple times or a few times and then stop, then that may not do very much at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be consistent. You have to be consistent with it. So it took me about for myself, and it varies from person to person. You may contact right away, you may not. For me, it was about 5 years where I got to the point where I didn't even have to go to a special place at a special time. It just happened automatically.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't be too impatient.
Right. Yeah, don't be impatient. Must be
Yeah.
patient.
Yeah. Yeah. That kind of makes sense too. And when it happens, what are the feelings that people can get? Maybe you can alert them to. Maybe when it happens, could it be scary the first time, or would you be just, wow, I did it?
More of a wow, I did it. But as long again as you keep your focus on who you want to contact, keep your focus on what you want to ask, and you do all your protections, it should be
Yeah.
fine.
Hmm.
I've never heard of anybody, as much as I'm aware of, I've never heard of anybody having a very bad experience unless they didn't put up their protections. A lot of
Yeah.
ghost hunters don't do that, and they end up getting really, you know, aches and pains and tripping and falling down the stairs, and all kinds of
Um,
bad things keep happening to them. And what probably happened is that they got attachments to them,
yeah.
and they didn't put up their protections, and so that's why.
That protection is not that hard to do.
No, it isn't. No,
No.
no. But every time you channel, you have to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, gosh, I for speaking to the people out there listening and watching, if you start doing this and you get something, you get contacted, or you see start getting visions or audio or just thoughts of knowledge, let us know. Don't just sit on it. Get in touch with Jim and get in touch with me. I want to hear about it too, because this is so unique. And once you start doing it, you get better. You get better knowledge, and you'll know how to discern better. It will open up a new world to you. I know that because I have somebody really close to me that did this. So just go for it. I think you can't hurt yourself. Protect yourself. You're going to be all right.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. But when we're thinking about the information coming from somewhere, in the beginning, we may not know. We may just get things. It could be Pleiadians that are alive today in a physical. There are also Pleiadians that are non-physical. Because think about that. The Pleiadian star system, those are blue stars. They don't put out enough light to maintain life like us on the surface. they don't. But there are life like us on the inside of the planets. That's where many of them are. So when we say they are from the Pleiades, looking like us, yeah, they're usually a little taller,
Yeah,
about
yeah, usually yes, yes.
seven
Yeah.
foot maybe, or
Yeah,
maybe,
they're tall, thin.
yeah.
Yeah, and
I,
it's that reminds me of Hollow Earth. Like, I mean, they, who knows? Maybe millions of years ago, they did come here and they hollowed out a lot of parts of inside the Earth, just
yeah,
like they have on their own home planet.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, but there are entities out there, ghosts and things like that. I said things because some of the things outside of the physical have never had a physical body. So they may be just things, thought forms, or spiritual entities. But there is, well, I guess space is full of life.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is. There's a very that brought up a very good point. You don't want to be channeling, at least not for a year, couple of years, anyways, in a haunted place or anything that you think maybe trying to channel a haunted spirit or a ghost or like that.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you got to be really trained and professional to do that. Cindy Kaza is a very very good professional. She goes to these haunted places and she does channeling, but I'm quite certain she does a lot of protections first. She does a lot of protections, and she's been doing that for many many years. So yeah, don't go to haunted places without a lot of experience first.
I see now we are down to the bottom of the hour, and I have a little announcement here. And then when we come back, I'm going to ask him. He said there's so many premonitions that he have about the future. We're going to find out some of those things. So we're talking with Jim Lucier. He's got a mystery school in Canada, and he's got written 62 books you can find out about on his website. And you scroll back and you can find out what the website is. And this is interesting, but I love these high-powered, deep conversations.
Me too.
It
Me too.
is really
Yeah,
it feels it gives you a good feeling.
yeah, it does.
And if you if you like what you hear, please subscribe. That'll help us a lot too. And also, when you do these things and you get things about the future, is there anything that you can tell us that we can expect to see in the near future or the distant future?
Well, there just recently, I got a strong vision where I was asking my spirit guides about different futures and different realities and parallel Earths and so forth. And one of the things that's happening began, oh, I don't know, maybe about 30, 40 years ago, and it's continuing very quickly now, is the pineal gland. And it's evolving. They're evolving it. Many different species of alien are helping to evolve it. So now the pineal gland, it's like a projector and also like a radio system where you turn the dial and it'll, you get different frequencies,
Okay.
and each different frequency is like a new future or a future that hasn't happened yet,
Mhm.
so on and so forth. And this is happening more and more with the pineal gland and other parts of the brain, where many people are having different experiences. Some will see a cryptid, others won't. They might be standing right next to you and they may not see nothing, but you see it. Or same thing with ghosts, same thing with aliens, UFOs, and yeah. So there's many futures, just as many futures as there is parallel Earths. Okay, so it's kind of like, you ever hear that? It's called Infinity Earth, and for each few seconds, there's a new Earth, like that moves out into the past. It branches out. For every second. It's like this kind of branching out. For each few seconds, it branches out, a new planet, a new Earth, a new world, and this creates all kinds of different universes of the future. So while it's going in the past, it's also creating the futures as well. So we may have a million Earths in the past, but we also got a million Earths coming up in the future as well at the same time.
Yeah. Now, the information that was gleaned from the looking glass is that, new timelines are created anytime we make major decisions that is different from our past, and we ended up in a new timeline for it. But the looking glass showed us that a lot of those timelines that are mostly similar, they start converging towards sometime in the future, we're going to end up with one or two different timelines. And my philosophy on that, and I want to hear what you think. My philosophy is that, yeah, we will end up with two different timelines in the future somewhere. One of them with the people of higher consciousness, and the other one is the scuzzbuckets that want war and all kinds of things like that.
Right. Yes.
How do you feel about that?
Oh, I agree totally. It's happening right now. I can see it happening right now. And yeah, like I said, everything I just said with the pineal gland and other parts of the brain and the mind and body being prepared, many of the alien extraterrestrial beings are helping us evolve to where we don't want war. We want this. We want better things. We're higher consciousness. And the other ones, yeah, it's dividing. The other ones are the war. We want the war, and the other ones are like, no, we don't want the war,
Yeah,
sort of things. Yes. So it's going to keep doing that. There's also a big division between low tech and high tech. And this was talked about in the 1990s, but it's very true. I'm low tech, by the way. I don't know anything much about computers at all, as you may have known.
yeah,
And yeah, and then there's those that know, that are like Elon Musk or computer geniuses, Bezos or whatever, and they're, Microsoft, and
yeah,
yeah, so it's really dividing. Um, yeah, AI is it's getting kind of scary already.
yeah. Let me go back to the previous question. Is there any particular incident or any occurrence in the near future that we should be expecting or concerned about?
Well, one of the main things I've recently got was coal. I keep getting this thing about coal to stop using it, because what's happening is it's putting in too much heavy stuff into the air,
Yeah,
and we're getting major heat waves, floods. Winters are getting worse. You name it. Superstorms of all types are happening, and it's in the coal is just it's really bad. The carbon and so forth, and unless we stop that, things are going to get much worse. We're going
yeah,
to, the heat waves. If I may suggest, if I was in the United States and if I was in the government, I'd be saying, let's make cisterns and start putting the water underground or covering it because the heat is drying it all up.
Yeah.
So that's the main one of the major things we really need to watch out for is like I'm a believer in climate change, both human and natural. It's both, in my opinion.
Hmm.
And yeah, we have to get rid of coal. It's just for a start. Oh, and
Yeah.
fusion. We're also going to be having fusion reactors soon, within the next 20 years.
Oh, probably sooner than that.
Yes, perhaps sooner than that, 2030, I think.
Yeah. I hear now that they have something they call clean coal. Yeah, good luck with
Oh,
that. It's
yeah,
coal.
good luck. Yeah, yeah.
It's
Smart
it's
coal.
it's coal.
Yeah, let's call it smart coal.
Yeah. They get rid of they take out the dust.
Oh, okay.
But there are other gases in the coal that you can't get rid of, otherwise they wouldn't burn.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, it's oh, somebody asked me a couple of days ago when they found out that you were going to be on the show. You know, in 2029, we have this asteroid coming through the solar system. In fact, it's going to pass between the moon and Earth, closer to the Earth than halfway. And there are some people that say we did the trajectories on it, and it's going to hit. I did not see that, but have you seen anything on this?
Um, yeah. I It goes back a few years where I was channeling the Anunnaki, and in one of my first interviews, I talked about how I was being told that they moved the planet. Like in 2012, we were supposed to be getting hit with asteroids and all kinds of stuff, but they literally moved the planet and by pushing it, and they did it in sort of like phases where remember all those loud noises we used to hear in the 2011 and 2012, they really loud humming sounds that everybody was
Yeah.
hearing.
Mm-hmm.
That was them opening up the gates. They were opening and closing gates. So if you go back to 2011 and 12 and listen to uh, those loud noises, you can hear it sounding like a gate is being opened, like a
Ah,
big, heavy iron gate. And that's what they were doing. They were opening certain gates so that the planet could move in pieces away from the asteroids. Just because there's a long trail of asteroids that were supposed to hit the Earth, and each one has been missing so far. And this one coming up that you were just speaking of, it's gonna leave as well. Like I mean, it'll be close, but it won't hit us. The Anunnaki are taking care of that, and other species as well.
uh-huh.
They'll make sure that we don't get hit by it,
Yeah, that
unless they don't want us around anymore, like the
yeah,
dinosaurs. And you
yeah,
know,
that'd be good. Because according to what they say, NASA says that if it hits us, that is a planet killer.
right,
Not immediately, but there will be so much dust in the air that there will be years worth of less sunshine. And of course, if it hits the ocean, then you're going to wash out the coast of everything around the
right,
Earth. So
right. Yes, exactly. There's also super volcanoes that
yeah,
can do the same thing,
they
and
can.
yeah. Um, but from everything I've ever gotten from the various entities I've talked to, they all were being looked after.
Yeah.
It will miss us. But if it wasn't for them, then it probably would hit us.
Yeah, that's
But
it's going to be a close one.
yeah, but
We,
at sorry, go ahead.
we're going to get to see it. Got good binoculars, you're going to get to see it.
Okay, yeah, they should. But I'm also saying too, you should be prepared for it too. If you can
Yeah.
send out rockets to shoot it up or something,
Mhm.
then do that. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Now, on your website, you have this mystery school also. If somebody want to get in touch with you and know more about that, are you doing one-on-ones with people, or do you do counseling or teaching, or how do you go about doing that?
Well, I kind of made the school just called it that because I wanted to organize all the. That's how all the information was organized,
Mhm.
and if somebody wants to learn it all, uh, they would have to, we could make arrangements of online. We could do it online on
Yeah,
Zoom or Steampunk
yeah.
or whatever what's called Steam. I forgot what it's called. And then, or if you got the money, you can come down to the city. If you want to spend the money on a hotel or something, have lodgings or something.
Hmm.
Um, it would take probably about 3 good weeks to go through everything.
Hmm.
Depending on where you're at. Depending on where you're at with paranormal topics and knowledge and
Yeah.
mysticism.
I have another question, and that is we're talking about spiritual entities, and then we have angelic entities, and there are light beings. And when you go up the ladder, what is at the top? Should I've been using one term, the source of all things. Is that what we call God, or is there? I know the Anunnaki. They in their language, the old Sumerian language, the word God that meant great leader.
Mhm.
So it was given a meaning it was never meant to have. But on the other hand, there are such things, entities out there that claim to be gods. And how do you see that hierarchy going up the ladder to the source?
Well, I can tell you, I've actually written a couple books about it. I kind of made it science fictiony a little bit, but it's actually channeled. And uh, the the creators they keeps evolving. For example, imagine us with technology. As long as we use it properly, we don't blow ourselves up. Uh,
Yeah,
we're successful and everything with it. Imagine us, over the past 30 years. Look of where we've gone with technology.
yeah,
Imagine 1,000 years from now, thousands of years from now, hundreds
yeah,
of thousands of years from now. So when you think of all these other entities and beings and relativity, there many are millions of years ahead of us, and it just keeps going. There are uh, beings so powerful and so that have existed for so long with the technologies that they build solar systems out of they build them for and
yeah,
they make them and there's no limit to the size of some of their ships, like almost like Enoch saw a spaceship about the size of the Earth or
hmm,
much bigger, and there's many photos of giant triangle ships, pyramid-looking ships coming out of the sun. They've captured some pictures of that, and um, my dad saw one. Exactly how he saw it was he was looking at the horizon. It just happened to be that it's kind of blocked out so it wouldn't hurt his eyes, and he could see this huge triangular ship uh, coming out of the sun. He always he was adamant about it. He saw it, and uh, yeah. So evolution just keeps on going, especially with technologies. There's beings out there, like I said, they can create solar systems. They can create all
Yeah,
kinds of life. Um, like imagine, for example, cloning or stem cell research or
yeah,
any of these things. Imagine it, what it's going to be like in thousands of years from now. You know, so in a way, we're going to come to a point where we ourselves are going to live forever. We won't have to die because any part that we need, we'll be able to reproduce, recreate, regenerate.
yeah, absolutely. In fact, in I think it's about 10 years ago now, Time magazine had on the front cover, they had a picture of a baby that looked to be maybe around maybe a month or two old. And the title was The First Person to Reach the Age of 200 Years is Alive Today. And
Wow.
the technology is there already. In 2009, three doctors got the Nobel Prize for discovering an enzyme that reverses the aging process. The technology
Wow.
is there already. Can
Yeah.
you, like you said, imagine what it would be 100 years from now, 1,000 years from now?
Yeah, exactly. So, it's kind of like God is the height of the technology of the species,
Yeah,
Um, like a good example is Stargate SG-1, where it's a fictional show about these gods that came to Earth, and or they're alien beings, and they claim to be gods so they could control the people.
yeah,
And they weren't gods; they were just technologically advanced. That's all. And same thing. Yeah. So
absolutely.
yeah. And I've heard that many of these alien beings call God, they're what they simply the creator of all. They call it just some kind of creator of everything in the universes.
Yeah.
There's quite a few of them. There's
You mentioned ships that is very large. And I think people have probably seen this picture. There is a NASA print taken of the sun, that OSHO satellite. They have a camera there that monitors the sun all the time. They, in the several frames, they saw a big black, perfectly circular object next to the sun, sucking up in a tornado, sucking up energy from the sun into the black object. I know you've seen that one because that one's been around.
yep, yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Yep,
That a planet wouldn't be sucking up energy like that. That was a planetoid spaceship. I am totally convinced.
yeah. So am I. I channel that all the time too. That they use the stars for energy sources.
Yeah,
That just like here, they use the volcanoes and the earthquakes and so forth.
yeah. And then there's another picture that was taken by a probe that went by Saturn. Right outside, on the outer ring of the Saturn, there was a 3,000-mile long cigar sitting there. And there was a picture taken about an hour later when it was going. It wasn't there anymore. That was also a 3,000-mile long cigar shaped craft. I know
Yeah.
that that wasn't ours.
No, 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 no. No, that was theirs, and
Yeah,
those the big giant ships like that. Those are the probably the solar system creators,
Yeah.
builders.
Yeah, you don't make that, put together ships like that. You
Oh
don't do
no, no.
that, but wrenches and bolts and nuts and stuff. No, that
Yeah,
just
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
happen.
And I mean, it all does also break down to true common sense. I mean,
Yeah,
like I said, imagine our abilities in 2, 5, 6 million years from now with
yeah,
technology. We'll have big, giant, super giant ships too,
yeah,
and everything. Yeah.
I think so. Gosh, we are getting down towards the end here, but tell people how they can get a hold of you if they want to talk to you and if they want to learn or whether they get a hold of the books and a little bit about your books and what you do.
Okay. Yeah, I have 62 books, almost 62. I think 62. Almost lost count now. On Amazon Kindle. They're self-published, and the two oracles. Um, and then I got. If you want to find me, just Google me. Google my full name, Jim Edward Lucier or Lucier, depends on if you're French or not. And and or YouTube my name. You can YouTube my full name, and there'll be tons of stuff that come up. Uh, my website channel of my mystery school. It's a free mystery school on the YouTube channel that I have. Yeah, just Google my name or face. Uh, yeah, you can Facebook my name. It should be able to come up there too.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, YouTube, Google, yeah, full name, and lots of stuff will come up.
Yeah, you got new stuff coming out all the time. I can see that. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Is there another book sitting in the back here somewhere that needs to get out?
Yeah, I just got a big download of, I call it a download of a whole bunch of visions. It hasn't happened in quite a while, but about 3 weeks ago, all of a sudden I just got all these download of guided meditation type things.
Mhm.
So there's a new book coming out on uh, how to connect with the universe and with all these new forms of meditations that I saw.
Oh,
So yeah,
well, that sounds
that's up and
interesting.
coming. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that'll be number 63.
Okay, all right. Okay, so yeah, then we'll be looking for that one coming out too. Then and go to his website and have a good look. Say that website again. I got it written down, but
Okay.
I can't
Yeah,
say it.
it's like it's Mystagogue, like Magog or and Gog and Magog, Mystagogue,
Mystagogue one, the
Mystagogue
number
one.
one. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
.com. Okay.
Yeah,
All
all
right.
of that will come up if you just Google my name or YouTube my name. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. This was interesting. So thank you very much for being with us. And
Thank you, Ajay.
I'm sure we're going to do something again sometime.
Okay. And I promise I'm going to upgrade my computer and everything so
Yeah.
I'm much more, be, far
Yeah.
more prepared.
That's good. You get a new one and you'll be off to the races.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then, thank you very much for being with us. And for
Welcome.
all of you out there watching, I think, hope you can subscribe. That'll help us a lot. And until next time, be good to each other.